Hey, this is Doug Smith, broker owner, DHS Realty, and for my agents and really for the public, I was doing a 5-part series on working with the seller this week. Yesterday I talked about part 1, and we left it off as we were in the MLS. We had printed the tax roll, we had found the subdivision name, and we had done a CMA a couple different ways. The MLS is matrix.netris.net. I tell agents in my office that there's 2 websites they got to know like the back of their hand. One is matrix.netris.net, and I have that on my phone. Doesn't matter where I'm at in the world, I can do MLS. I don't like the app, so I just home screen the website, matrix.netris.net, matrix.netris.net, N-T-R-E-I-S, matrix.netris.net. Put it on your iPhone as a home screen. That way you have the MLS and you can do everything that you can do on a laptop. So you've done the CMA, and you print it. Go ahead and put down on the same sheet of paper on the CMA in your own handwriting the square footage of the home 4 times, and put a times next to each of the square footages, and then put the high, low, median, and average price per square foot of all the homes that sold in the last 6 months, and that'll give you a ballpark range. If you already knew the seller had a price in mind, then you absolutely have to have some type of app that gives you a net sheet. Every title company in DFW has the net sheet app, and you got to put it on your phone and put it on your laptop. And you're going to go in, it's going to default all the fees associated with a seller at closing. It's going to default the worst case scenario, so it'll show the seller paying title, even though in the last 8 months I haven't had a seller pay the title policy once, and sell about 12 to 20 homes a year. Agents in our office are seeing the same thing. The title's being pushed to the buyer side. But it's always good to have a worst case scenario for the seller. So include the net sheet, and always have 3 in $10,000 increments from what they want to list it at. And always put the worst case scenario on the fees you're going to pay. So some of the charges you're going to see on a net sheet are going to be the real estate commissions, obviously. Usually I put the title policy on there as a seller charge. There's always going to be a debit of taxes from January 1st to the day of closing. That will be plugged in when you plug in 4 things for the net sheet. You're going to plug in the price, your commission, the yearly taxes, and a hypothetical close date. And it's always good to just pick 30 days out. It'll automatically prorate the taxes from January 1st to the day of closing. And that way you know that the seller will be debited taxes from January 1st to the day of closing. Even though they might have an escrow account, they won't get that back for about 4 to 6 weeks. So it's not a wash, it's going to be a debit. Print 3 of those, and right now, if you replay what we did yesterday, we have the tax roll, we have a CMA, and we have 3 net sheets. We're going to log out of MLS, and we're going to go to Zip Forms. There's about 1 million ways to get to Zip Forms. What I like to do is go to texasrealestate.com, texasrealestate.com, and on a laptop, that's where I go. On my iPhone, I go to Zip Forms Mobile. It's $9.99 a year for this app. It's the best $10 you'll ever spend in your life as a real estate agent. Zip Forms Mobile. Download the app, pay the $9.99, and you'll be able to do everything on your iPhone, no matter where you're at in the world. You're going to go in and you're going to start getting the documents needed for a seller to present to them at the listing appointment. And that's where we'll start tomorrow. So again, this is part 2 of working with a seller, and tomorrow we'll do part 3, as well as tomorrow, Wednesday, in Plano at 8005 Fall Meadow Circle at 10 a.m. We'll be doing MLS and more. Everything you need to know about the MLS, where safe searches are, where's your last searches that you've done, how to pull them up easily, where it is that we have your phone number plugged in to where you get a text when a seller, buyer, tenant, landlord favorites a home. So we'll be doing MLS and more at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'll be providing some donuts. And then on Friday, 2 days later, at 11 a.m. at Truly Title at 2901 Dallas Parkway in Plano. That's in between Park and Parker on the west side of the tollway on the 1st floor. We'll be doing everything you need to know about Zip Forms. So again, these are the 2 websites that are going to make you a superstar. Obviously, the one thing that can't be put on a phone is what's inside the heart, and your drive and your perseverance and your tenacity. You got to be a pit bull in real estate, and you got to always be moving. meeting people. Everybody walking around is a potential customer, client. And again, it's an incredible industry. No ceiling, but there's also no floor. So you got to plan your life out, and you have to be an entrepreneur. That's what you are. You're self-employed. You help make the job creation go for America by providing jobs when somebody goes on a contract. Y'all be safe and go get some.